What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We've got a big update, as always, on Erling Haaland. But before I do crack on with today's video, go and check out my new partner, BetMate. Links are in the description if you want to go and download the app. That would be much appreciated. Just use my link, press that, download the BetMate app, and come and join me and others in this weekend's pot between Manchester City and Watford. It's free to enter. The pot is worth £50. It's worthwhile entering. It is only available to those in the UK. I'll just take you through the app right now. Pretty simple and straightforward. Here's the BetMate app. All you need to do once you've signed up is the join button. You can just find down here, just there. Press that, and then that's where you enter my code JSGC01. It automatically puts that dash in for you. View. It takes you on to come and join my pot, and that's where you can submit your team. There's my team for this weekend. I can change it, as you can see, just there. The game closes tomorrow, 2:55, so 5 minutes before kickoff. So if there's any rotation, you can just change it up, which is brilliant. If you want to go and join my pot, links in the description to download the app, and then just type the code in. That'd be much appreciated. Anyone that does do that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. Like I said, it is free to enter. Anyway, let's crack on then with today's transfer update. We've got some big news in the outs and an update on Gabriel Jesus. Now, Net on Twitter, a source from Brazil, has said that Manchester City are going to negotiate the exit of Jesus from the club. According to them, there are no talks ongoing between Manchester City and any other club, but should there be any interest in Gabriel Jesus, then Man City have said let them know, and Manchester City will negotiate a price for him. Found that interesting. In my honest opinion, I can see one of Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, or Raheem Sterling leaving Manchester City this summer. I say that because all three of them players, their contracts are up next summer, in the summer of 2023. I don't see all three of them signing contracts, and so anyone that doesn't sign contracts, I can see Manchester City, well, at least willing to listen to what clubs have got to say, and also what they're willing to pay for the players. Ideally, I'd want these players signed on new contracts and getting this sorted ASAP, but it's looking right now like Gabriel Jesus may well be heading towards the exit door at Manchester City. Now, Sports Witness, they've said that both Juventus and Barcelona want to sign Jesus this summer. I was having to think to myself about what would be a good price for Gabriel Jesus. I personally feel somewhere between 40 and 50 million pounds would be a good price, with Jesus having 1 year left on his contract. Is a Brazilian international player. He does score goals, he works hard, he's versatile, he is a very good player. And if there is interest from Premier League clubs as well, which I have heard Arsenal are interested, then with that set in mind, I would put a little bit of a Premier League premium price on there as well. Now, like I said, Sports Witness, they're saying that Arsenal, they're interested, they want to sign Gabriel Jesus. Some sources have suggested that Arsenal are closing in on Gabriel Jesus. I'm not too sure that is the case. Arsenal, though, apparently are confident they can get an agreement in place with the player. The problem they've got is getting an agreement in place with Manchester City, which I do think a lot of clubs, including Barcelona and Juventus, may struggle to get that agreement with Manchester City. Now, Matteo Moretto, a source in Italy, has said that Manchester City have made Gabriel Jesus available for sale. They don't see him as part of their plans for next season, and they are this summer willing to listen to offers for him. So that's big news. That's interesting developments on the future of Gabriel Jesus, and it seems right now like he's closer to the exit door than he is staying at Manchester City. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got an update on a player we've not really spoke about for the last 12 months, Pau Torres. Now, Sports Witness have said that Manchester City have carried their interest from last summer into this summer on Pau Torres of Villarreal. Now, you'd be thinking to yourself, why are Manchester City interested in signing a centre-back? We don't need a centre-back, and you have every right to think that, because you would be correct. Now, he's only been linked with Manchester City in case Manchester City sell a centre-back this summer. Then Pau Torres is the player that Manchester City would like to replace any outgoing centre-back with. Now, Villarreal, they want at least 60 million euros before they're even willing to listen to any offers. He does have a 70 million euros release clause as well. If Manchester City, if they did sell a centre-back and wanted to go and not negotiate, we like to release clauses, then we do have the option to go and do that. He is a good player. Like I said, if there is a centre-back sold by Manchester City, I have no problem with us making a move for Pau Torres. I think personally would be a very good signing. I can see English clubs and other clubs around Europe, though, being interested, and there'll be quite a few clubs out there that do need centre-backs that will be willing to move quickly and pay the money to sign Pau Torres. So I'm not too sure. I do see Pau Torres becoming a Manchester City player, at least in the immediate future. But we'll see. Now, speaking of another player, an immediate future, Matheus Nunes. Got an update on him. Now, Bola in Portugal have said that Manchester City have continued their interest in Matheus Nunes of Sporting CP. A price has finally been put on the player's head, and Manchester City apparently have been quoted from Sporting asking for 40 million euros. It's an affordable price. It would be a risk on Manchester City's end in terms of signing a player from Portugal and getting them to adapt to the Premier League. Can they do that? Manchester City seem to think they can. It is an affordable price. We know City are looking at central midfielders this summer as well, and Matheus Nunes could well be a player that Manchester City do sign. Now, Bola have said that Manchester City have recently scouted Nunes in the Sporting v Benfica game. It was a high-intensity game, and Manchester City were interested in seeing how Nunes could cope, with Manchester City said to have been very satisfied with their findings on the player. Interestingly, Sporting did lose the game 2-0. But that's not the first time we've heard that, because Manchester City played against Sporting and we hammered them. We scored 5 past them in the Champions League last 16 first leg. Yet Manchester City and Pep Guardiola were still very impressed with Nunes, bigging up his praises. So I think there's definite interest in Matheus Nunes from Manchester City for the summer. So I will keep my eyes and ears open in terms of developments on that. Now, the meat of this video. We can't do a transfer update now without mentioning Erling Haaland. Now, all sources are suggesting Haaland will become a Manchester City player. He's set to sign for Manchester City, and some sources have suggested that next week could be the week that Manchester City get their man. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Truthfully, I reckon probably not, but I could be wrong. Now, Sky Sports News, they say that Manchester City are set to release Erling Haaland's clause after we've had breakthrough in talks with Haaland's camp over representative and agent fees. We've had reliability put on this now by Stuart Brennan at the Manchester Evening News. He says that Manchester City are closing in on Haaland. It's a formality for Manchester City to meet his release clause. That isn't the problem, and the player wants to join Manchester City. This has been backed up further by Matteo Moretto in Italy, saying Haaland's next destination is going to be Manchester City. BBC Sport Football, they say Erling Haaland, he is now close to joining Manchester City, and it could be done soon. David Ornstein at The Athletic says Haaland, he's approved a move to Manchester City. Initial terms have been agreed, but there is still work to be done on the contract, plus fees being paid to Borussia Dortmund and on the agent fees as well. He's saying that whilst other sources are suggesting it could be next week, he's saying it is going to take a little bit of time, and next week is pretty unlikely. So we're waiting for this breakthrough. We're still waiting on Erling Haaland to officially say that he wants to leave Borussia Dortmund, but everything, all the sources and everything now, Barcelona, Real Madrid, cooling their interest, it's all pointing towards Erling Haaland becoming a Manchester City player. And I sit here pretty confident now that I can say that I do think Erling Haaland will become a Manchester City player. I don't think it's going to be next week, but I do think it is going to come soon. Haaland wants Manchester City. Manchester City want Haaland. We're just sorting out the formalities of this deal, which is what takes time, which is what the hold-up is on this. And I am also getting a little bit of a sense with Manchester City and how they're acting on social media and stuff, that City are just starting recently just to tease, announcing pointless signings. We announced the signing of a Fortnite player, which to me is Manchester City's way of just teasing and getting everyone to click and get annoyed, because Manchester City know that the fans want Haaland, and as time goes on I can see City teasing and teasing and teasing, because this is a big deal. This is a big signing. There'll be a big presentation when it comes to Haaland becoming a Manchester City player. And like I said, reliable sources from here, there and everywhere are all pointing towards Haaland becoming a Manchester City player. What we're waiting for next, Fabrizio Romano, we need a here we go. That could be pretty soon. Once that comes, you know it's signed, sealed and delivered. We're 95% of the way there. We're just waiting for the 5%. And of course, as always with transfers, there'll be people out there waiting for that official confirmation with Haaland wearing the shirt and holding it up, having his official presentation until they'll believe it. But I follow a lot of sources. I deal with a lot of transfer stuff with Manchester City. I know what's legit. I know what isn't legit. And to me, this is all pointing towards legit. And I think Erling Haaland this summer will become a Manchester City player. So there we go. That's been the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up. Aiming for 300 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus, what's his value, and let me know your thoughts on the latest on Erling Haaland. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 23,000 subscribers, now less than 20 subscribers away. So any help towards that will be much appreciated. Hopefully we can hit that by tomorrow. Overall aim at 25k subscribers. I am going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window to keep you guys up to date, first and fast and in the loop with all the latest Manchester City transfer news every single day, first and fast on YouTube, so subscribe if you haven't already. And lastly, go and check out my new partner, BetMate. Details are in the description. Go and download the BetMate app using my link and come and join my pots. It's free to enter. £50 to be won. All you need to do is submit your team. Manchester City taking on Watford in the game tomorrow. You can edit your team up to 5 minutes before kick-off. Like I said, £50. It's free. What's not to like? Go and check that out. Come and join me and others and win. Get a shout out on one of my videos and win some money whilst you're at it. So there we go. That's been the video. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.